I'm just setting up my screen, but other than that, we're ready. So, shall we?
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cartographers Guild. My name is Josh.
I'm Drea. I'm Leah.
I'm Brad.
And we're wrapping up Kingdom Hearts.
We finally did it. We're at the final save point. We have bosses to go.
Have we
How we did
switched to your
bosses?
awesome save?
We have. We may notice we're almost 30 levels higher.
Oh, I never look at those things, but
And
good to
we
know.
also
Ooh,
have
there's
the
Ultima Weapon.
Oh, so tiny.
Yeah,
Looks
I would
normal.
So
Ultima
I was-
Weapon.
Mikey.
planning on showing off the other two secret keyblades that you get for one completing the cooking stuff, and the other for for doing all the stupid mini games.
All right, show us.
But
Do you like pina coladas?
when last session, when I was like lining things up and we were also talking, I was not paying full attention and accidentally overwrote that save.
Oh, snaps.
It's like an hour of work if
Okay.
I really
Okay.
need it back. It's
Okay.
just annoying and I don't want to do it. Like
Okay.
the other one was level 67. So it was 67.
Okay, that makes
Tell
me
you
feel a little bit better.
No, it's just annoying and I don't want to deal with it. Not actually bad. And
Too
I
bad you
did,
can't
like,
roll back to previous versions of saves, right?
Yeah. Huh?
I said it's too bad you can't roll back to previous versions of saves.
Right, sadly not. And the other thing is, like, they're not very good keyblades. There's like one of them is a copy of Hercules' Shield, a keyblade, and the other is a copy of the one we get in Toy Story. Like they have the exact same mechanics, they just look a little different.
Gotcha.
So
Silver
Well,
says, "Man, if those towers on top of the hills fall, the surrounding houses are screwed."
yeah,
Thankfully,
a
they're
little
held up by
overhanging,
magic.
fantastical and stuff.
Can you imagine the houses in there?
Yeah.
Those pillars
Anyway.
go out and they have the entire city fall on top of them?
I'm sure the fact that we'll be fighting the final boss here means nothing bad at all will happen.
No, everything will be
Oh,
fine.
It's
balls.
gonna be totally fine.
Balls. Alright, so what do you have there?
Sprinkle dreams.
Yeah, okay. Sprinkle Dreams.
Told ya.
Crisp waffle cone, hazelnuts, and rainbow sprinkles party in milk chocolate.
By the
I
way,
might need a
good
square
job.
of that.
Oh, headphones, right.
There's Xehanort.
There's no one. There's Xehanort. Thank you. It's a little square.
There's also Xehanort. So you may remember last time we used the Keyblade to time freeze him or something, and then dove into him or something to that effect.
Right.
To town.
That's quite
So-
good.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Can I try?
Sorry, Brad.
It's milk
not,
chocolate.
Okay.
Sorry.
Not Brad friendly.
We
Right,
have
Daria has sour bite crawlers.
gummy crawlers.
That's all right.
I found the orange Kit Kats and I forgot to bring them. I'll bring them for you next
Katsu.
week. I know.
Okay.
They're your favorite.
Very good. Yeah. Also, yeah. Weird.
What?
Yeah, what? Who the hell is this guy?
This is a good question.
Xehanort also became a Final
This is-
Fantasy judge?
This is final. This is the final boss, phase 1.
Silver
what this
goes, well, it's in someone's heart anyway, so who cares?
It's just the, manifestation of someone's ventral artery.
All right, Widget, you don't get to contribute to the conversation. Settle down, buddy. That will happen soon enough. How many are there?
When you go out on
13.
the limb and guess 13.
That's
Yes.
a cool staff.
I don't think they're the low.
Oh yeah, I also have the Save the King, Save the Queen Plus for.
Nice.
They were really easy to make too. Just in the process of getting all the other stuff, I was like, oh, I guess I have enough for these. Sure.
I made the thing.
Don't drop your guards, stupid.
And now we explore.
Oh, there they
Tried
are.
to do this early. This is the shot lock for the Ultimate Keyblade. It takes a long time to lock on and then just does one big hit. Okay.
Nice.
I might reset actually and actually show
why?
that fight off.
Okay, okay.
'Cause
There's really no problem with you one-shotting him.
I know, but it's
we
an
saw
interesting
it.
fight and
It's
it's worth
okay.
showing.
Okay. It's cool. It's
So
cool, man.
yeah, give me just a second.
But that was awesome.
That's
saw it
I
here.
know that we are over leveled and this is easy. So One moment.
Easy. I thought we were playing on normal.
The game is easy.
Oh,
even
okay.
on normal. Game was easy on proud. I died like twice.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like under-leveled there too. I'm very much looking forward to critical mode though. And like the fact that critical mode is coming out is the reason I haven't done the level 1 run yet.
Speaking of games coming out, did you hear that Vampire Bloodline, the Masquerade Bloodlines, is getting a sequel?
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy balls!
The company putting it together, Hardsuit, is local.
Yep.
Oh,
And it takes place in Seattle.
Yep.
Also, did the last one?
Nope.
No, I didn't think so.
Last one took place in Santa Monica.
Awesome! I couldn't believe it when I heard that.
Although supposedly it's a direct sequel. Like everything that happened in the first game is canon and carryover.
Okay.
That should be interesting because I hear that's one of those games that actually gives you a ton of freedom of choice. So I wonder how that.
Yeah, but there's certain canon endings for it.
Okay, I haven't played it. Like,
I mean, it does give you a lot of choice, but it's also hampered by when it was made.
okay, so it's a fairly linear plotline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the master plot itself is fairly linear. How you get there though is pretty
Yes.
Oh, that's fair then.
pretty wide. Considering you could be just about any of the Camarilla clans.
I saw Kyrie there, and I had blissfully forgotten for a minute the stupidity that got us here.
Kyrie's dead.
Everyone's dead.
She got captured.
They're all dead.
No, everyone else came back.
They're dead, Dave. Everyone's
Yeah,
dead.
actually,
Dave.
that was quite nice.
Oh, right.
I had to get a stupid
Everyone's
glucose
dead.
test today. I deserve a treat.
There you
I
go.
hate getting my blood drawn.
Thank you.
Sprinkle dreams. I need more of these.
Yeah, it's like an ice cream cone in a chocolate bar. Kind of nice.
So the first thing to knows about these guys is they have the weapons of the other organization. So like that guy
I did
had-
not notice, but I believe you.
Let's see. Like that guy has Zigbar's guns on the right. I think that one has. Yeah, he has Science's big weird sword, maybe, or is that Young Xehanort's Keyblade? Basically, they have a bunch of different weapons. They fly around. They disappear a lot.
So Silver says, last episode Xehanort said that he had replicas waiting for the organization's hearts to return, but that doesn't explain how he got Shion, who I thought, like Roxas, had to return to Sora's heart in order for him to wake up in Kingdom Hearts 2. And also, 2, Roxas is awesome.
So,
Wow, that was a big key.
yep. This is
And
where
now it's
the
a sword.
ultimate
It's a
key
proper
I
sword.
find it funny how the bottom bar is one solid.
comes.
All the little ones are
That's
for sharing,
the
and then
second
that one's yours.
Here.
Also, a weapon
There.
is so cute.
You may share the last three
I
scores.
love it. I love the rainbow sword. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, that Ultimate Keyblade is very cool and reminiscent of Final Form in Kingdom Hearts 2. It's super cool. I guess we're done again. Okay, so
That sword whirlwind thing was cool.
yeah. Like, these are all going to die very quickly because I'm over-leveled and this Keyblade is very
Whatever, it's
powerful.
fine. We saw more stuff. It's cool.
Oh no.
Like, the gameplay is one of the major reasons I like this series, so I want to at least show it off a little.
Shh, cutscenes. Oh, that stars in it. Cool.
Master Xehanort!
Don't call him master.
I hate that face.
Behold, this town.
It's like he couldn't look any more like a
Power for
goblin.
all Keyblade wielders. It is the nexus from which all worlds.
It is?
I thought it was your heart.
I think it was.
I thought that was Kingdom Hearts.
Maybe this is what's inside Kingdom Hearts?
How many
Nothing good.
bastions of superpower did the Keyblade wielders get? First
13.
we had
So
Or
many.
7.
So
whatever
many.
Castle Oblivion was before it was Castle Oblivion, and now this.
Land of Departure.
Here I and my other selves can be one.
Well, that's probably going to be bad
United.
for us.
In Scala et Caelum.
He says that like that name is supposed to be meaningful, but
Stella and Kylo?
yeah. I have no idea.
Is that the name of this place?
I'm
yeah,
guessing
Scarlet
so.
Odd Island is the name of the place.
Okay. I don't know.
Curiosity.
And Silver says, "Why not call him that? He is a master, even if he sucks. Because
He
he
deserves the
sucks.
respect.
But it's his title.
I don't care.
You still call Doctor Doom Doctor Doom.
It's Latin. It translates to ladder to heaven.
Oh, okay.
I figured it was Latin, but
Yeah.
I didn't know.
But again, like, the reveal, like, they act like it's a meaningful reveal. And it just doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, especially since, the average person doesn't speak fluent Latin.
And it has, like, no reference to anything else in the series.
No, of course not. Why would they bother with that? It sits in somebody's lore Bible, but it's never been put anywhere.
You're assuming that this series has something like that. It's not just made up on the spot.
You can glide, guys. It's okay.
Clearly not.
I mean, technically only Sora can glide in this game.
This is where you need Cat to show up and just kind of, hi.
You need who to show up?
Cat, the main character from, shoot, what is that called? The PS game? Gravity... Damn it, what's it called? It's the one where you change your personal gravity, so that way you can jump on walls and fly from place to place. And,
Don't remember. Doctor's like, I will tell you in a minute.
Why did our outfit change, Brad?
We were still in form.
Our outfit always changes when we use
Oh, no.
Keyblade, when we form with the Keyblade. So, like, the other most noticeable one is Pooh's Keyblade makes you all yellow. And the original Keyblade that we get makes you look like Kingdom Hearts 2, sort of, when you form change.
This is a little confusing.
Yeah, he teleports around.
I meant the
Wizarding says,
scenery.
did Sora really just scream the whole time he was falling, then just sort of roll and hop up and be like, oh yeah, I'm fine?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Dean, that is what happens.
Yeah.
Welcome, by the way.
Totes.
Oh, my goats. Oh, right, the best one.
I mean, here's actually pretty useful, because...
Oh, you just block everything?
Yeah, you just automatically block everything. Alright. And, like, these explosions are not easy to dodge anymore.
And then you shield rushed his ass.
Yep.
Nice. So I did discover something interesting in Anthem.
What is that?
When I am playing a legendary contract on hard, I can solo it pretty easily with my Colossus.
Well, yeah.
I cannot in an interceptor.
You don't say.
Because they're a little squishy.
The little light bouncy frame with the least amount of armor?
Yeah.
You can't solo in that?
No. It's a little squishy.
Do tell.
But the thing was, is I wasn't on legendary contracts with the interceptor. I was just on world events.
Bounce, 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 squish.
Yeah, pretty much. You need somebody else to draw fire.
Oh god,
playing that character.
Monster Hunter Tri flashbacks.
No, it's
Yeah,
not
by the
good
way, I
enough
hope you
monster.
enjoyed underwater combat, because we got more of that. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's not that bad.
It's mostly just the same combat will be okay. They have a history of getting nauseous in
That's fair.
underwater combat scenes.
Pew 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 stab stab.
Yeah, he's dying pretty good.
Try to target lock him.
Huh?
Quick,
Oh.
while he's being knocked away, target lock him.
You can't do that underwater, sadly.
Oh,
Yeah.
boo!
That
feels
is
like
lame.
This would be the perfect time to target lock. They're like, you
Nope,
can't do it underwater, it'd be too
time
easy.
for scene change. So Dre, if you haven't heard this yet, because you were busy this weekend,
It was.
Zora Magdaros Gamma is by far the easiest. Arch-tempered Zora Magdaros is by far the easiest arch-tempered, and it would be trivially easy to get his armor.
Okay.
And Zora Magdaros' armor was pretty decent looking too.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
That
neat
actually,
looking.
it actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
I would be down for that. Oh dear.
And the layered armor is the origin armor, which is actually pretty versatile, so that's nice too.
And it looks nice too. Because the origin armor is like the OG hunter armor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's the stuff that we got for a pre-order.
Yeah, I know. The stuff that wasn't bad with the stupid helmet.
Well, it's nice that it's layered armor, so you don't have to wear the stupid helmet.
I'm just commenting. It's like that was the only thing I didn't like about it. It's like, oh, not the stupid helmet. It's like the goggles that you get with the other starter set are cuter than the stupid helmet.
You can do it, Sora.
Look who's on Telegram.
Sweet. What is that? There was this tweet forever ago that I loved. That was, what game companies think are hard decisions. I have to let this character die or this character die. What are actual hard decisions? I need this armor, but it's so ugly.
True freaking fact.
Of course.
Speaking of armor and advancement and, the ability to make anything, I'm not going to get anywhere in Conan Exiles without help. Like, the couple times I've logged on, it happened to be when nobody else was there, and I'm just like...
Okay, well,
Yeah, we will help you with all the things.
yeah, no
Good.
kidding.
I need bunches of journey things. I'm still only like level 22 and I suck!
I'm only level 30 something.
And I suck. And I'm terrible at fighting in that game. I need to re-keybind some stuff.
Yeah, fighting in that game is hard.
Ron has surpassed me in level.
That doesn't surprise
With
me.
all the
Yeah.
building? You don't
Yeah.
say.
Well, although here's
Oh,
the...
wait, we got him.
Sorry,
Hang
can't say
on, hang
it.
on,
I'll say it
hang on.
afterwards.
Oh no, it cracked, it hurts.
Then again,
Glowy
nobody's
and it
saying
hurts.
anything.
Yeah.
So.
Is this way?
Okay,
Go
so
for it.
Silver says, "Where are Donald and Goofy during that whole fight we just did?" And Mezzernine goes, "I'm not even vaguely sure where Sora is, and we can see him." Which is fair.
Yeah.
Nope, there they are, Silver, look.
They're right there. They were behind me the whole time.
Smirk disappear. Bitch, we just took off like 87
Yeah.
health bars. Come
It's
on.
like, no matter what you do, they always just look at you like, oh, a challenge. Every single time.
Good thing
We're
it's
just
not
like,
the
I
real
guess we go
Scala
to the
and
one
whatever,
place-
because we're tearing it up.
Yeah, I guess we go to the one place that isn't broken now.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's like, is this what you did to this place? Was this your fault?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I wonder what those things say.
What things?
The arches.
Oh.
They have symbols on them in a
Silver, stop
pattern that
questioning
implies
things.
that they are words rather than just pretty.
Silver, stop questioning things. Yeah, they weren't in the fight. Just let it go. Kingdom Hearts.
You're at here.
Don't think this works.
This space for rent. Over 5 billion served.
You thought you could contain me here, knowing all that you do about connections?
Stop twiddling your fingers.
It's very annoying.
Why does that man have a flashbang?
No, it's the
Oh no.
Kai
it's the
blade.
Keyblade.
It's the Keyblade.
I don't care. I will still defeat you.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, this is scary.
There is
The guy blade
one
is supposed to be a
sky,
big deal.
one destiny.
Also, that's a line that Kyrie used at some point.
Oh dear.
Is it?
Yeah, I think in the ending of Kingdom Hearts 2,
I think you're right.
she puts a poem in a bottle, and it ends up in the World of Dark where Riku and Sora are stuck,
Uh-huh.
and they pull it out, and that's one of the lines. But yeah, like the Keyblade is supposed to be this crazy legendary weapon. We should totally be screwed.
Well, I mean, we spent a long time
That's
building
what Silver
the thing
just
up.
said. Silver goes, we should be screwed, right?
Yeah, that's what I was responding.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, so concerning where Donald and Goofy were, Silver goes, but they weren't in the fight. Mesrerdine goes, they go off screen to fall down and cry about how much that hurt. So, I think besides just being cool, one of the missed opportunities for not including the Disney Afternoon stuff is, can you imagine what a emotional side mission you could have had if Max got captured or something? So Goofy had to go save his son.
Oh, that would be good.
And it would be somebody other than Kyrie being captured.
Although I don't think Goofy has a son in this canon.
Well,
Hey,
no, because
this is the end of Xehanort's story, I think.
Huh? That's not the end of the. We're not done with the boss fight yet.
Okay. But I'm just saying that there will be more Kingdom Hearts games.
Oh, well, yes, that is true.
Sora's story is not over.
I mean, I don't know. No, I mean, I do. For as frustrated as I am with Kingdom Hearts, I do think they're shiny, pretty, fun games. I'm just really frustrated with the story right now.
look at Goofy. That was awesome.
I didn't see it. What is
He
it?
just
started-
immediately throws his shield.
Yeah, he just started the fight throwing his shield at Xehanort.
Nice. I love the ultimate weapon in this game.
It's very good, yeah.
It's just beautiful to watch.
Oh, by the way, my dash is a teleport. Oh,
Ah, you missed. Oh, so did we. Whoops. Oh, when he said
too much
freeze.
Devil May Cry, I tried to double trigger that.
Wait, doesn't he have a demon mode?
Yeah, but I can't activate it at will.
Oh yeah, you have
It's
to
a
get.
low health mode.
Yeah.
I know you want to help Donald, but we don't want to finish it that fast.
That's kind of a cool move coming out of the keyholes like that.
Yeah. Animal yet? I hate you.
So Silver says he's backed by the Keyblade and Kingdom Hearts. We should probably be atomized or something, and yet we sent Sora instead of 3 masters.
I mean, he has Kingdom Hearts.
what?
He has a representation of Kingdom Hearts in his art. So yeah, he turns us into Rage Mode.
The one we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, so we have to go reclaim our light.
So I have to survive for a little bit first. But yeah, this is why I was glad I actually got to show it off before this point, because otherwise you'd get here and be like, what in the world is this?
Why am I Dark Sora?
Right.
What is Dark Sora?
I mean, you have seen it in prior games, but...
So yeah, at this point, we're not allowed to heal anymore. We don't get to use magic, we can't use items.
Although you are healing.
I think that's because I'm walking. What's up there? I don't know how. But
We're
we
not
can't
allowed to heal.
We
Full
don't
heal.
have our
Full heal.
normal forms of healing,
Right,
is what I'm getting. Donald
walking-
can theoretically heal us, but
but he
He
doesn't
never
do
does.
anything. So
Orbital lasers!
who put these here?
presumably Xehanort?
When did he? He got a military contract with GDI. There's
It's
an
his
old
heart.
school video game reference for you.
Yeah, and we got the Return to Light. We beat him up.
I mean, he's... Oh.
Oh, tentacles.
I didn't think it was that kind of game.
More's the pity.
No, wait. Got excited for a minute.
Expire.
Expire? That doesn't sound good. No, my yogurt! Mesrerdine goes, dude, how much of a loser are you going to feel like when you actually get everything you were trying for and still get your ass kicked?
Hopefully a lot.
So this throne thing's like, we saw the thrones in Kingdom Hearts 2, but like, you saw more of them in like Recoded or something? Not Recoded. The other one I didn't play.
They were in the world that never was, specifically. That was a reference to that part of the world that never was, but that was just a thing that was there.
It's so tiring.
That's rendered in a battle scene. That wasn't a cutscene. Beautiful.
Larg, we are dead.
Again.
No, not again.
I'm getting used to that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hold this up near the mic.
What?
I'm holding up the
He's holding it
gamepad.
near the mic.
Why don't you hold it up near the mic in front of you?
Because it's been
Because we haven't.
been weird sometimes.
Yeah.
Can I do
What's
it today?
happening?
There we go. I have to press buttons. There you go. Hopefully you heard that.
Yep.
That was awesome. That's actually a nice touch. I really like that.
Yeah.
It's so weird when they actually utilize that thing.
Yeah, it is. I think it's kind of off-putting, but
We were playing something the other day that did that. What was that? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Oh no, you weren't there. Never mind. Sorry, that wasn't you. That
Oh.
was somebody else. Sorry, that was James showing me Resident Evil 2.
Okay.
Which I need you to play it for me. I need you.
Okay.
Thank you.
They're not Keyblade wielders, but they're helping. See,
Yeah.
look, Silver. They're helping.
it totally helps. They called out to us in the darkness and whatever.
Yeah. That's what they do. They help in cutscenes. Where we can't prove that they're useless. And
You need another whooping? Because we've got more.
here we are again.
Blank.
We should have given the Kai Blade to somebody younger and stronger.
The only younger and stronger people were nobodies that we already defeated, and past versions of himself that we already defeated.
Because they're old. And Disney has no place for old
Over
people.
now. You lost.
Oh, that's just
Again.
harsh.
No, look. You are too late.
It's a blood moon.
Are we really?
Don't get mad about it,
What's
Donald.
gonna happen?
Can't figure out ever what's going on with Kingdom Hearts, or even what it really is, honestly.
He's finally saying what he wanted to do with
Will
Kingdom
be
Hearts.
returned whence it started. The world began in darkness, and from that darkness came light. From the light came the people, and the people had hearts. Evil burgeoned in those hearts, begetting more darkness. And that darkness spread across the world like a plague. The light, the symbol of the world's hope, was devoured by shadow, leaving nothing but ruin and utter failure.
It's a little harsh.
But the first light, the light of Kingdom Hearts, it can give us a new start. An empty world, pure and bright.
It wasn't your decision to make.
Dang, that thing is sharp.
Well, yeah.
Then whose was it? The world needs someone to stand up and lead. Someone strong. To stop the weak from polluting the world with their endless darkness.
That's such a pile of shit.
Someone to dictate.
Darkness
their
is how you made things happen.
Yeah. Darkness is the power that he pursued when his friend
You are not that person,
pursued the light.
Xehanort. A real leader knows that destiny is beyond his control and accepts that.
Goblin face again. More smirking.
You make me think of an old friend.
Poor old Ericus.
Whom we're pretty sure you killed. Because you're
it exploded.
an asshole.
No more Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, we know that he did because we were there.
Well,
too.
yeah,
Well, hey guys.
Hey, everyone made it inside somehow.
Because Kingdom Hearts.
How'd you guys get here?
Guys, there's an asshole behind you.
Yep.
You might want to...
Kingdom Hearts is closing on the other side, but we managed to follow our hearts to you.
Guys, asshole.
It's fine. They can already tell. They can see his HP bar. They know he's defeated.
Master Xehanort.
Aqua's like, look, I've been through a lot and I just got you back.
It's Rutger Hauer, right? That's what he's voicing.
Yeah, I think
Xehanort
they
now?
said it was Rutger Hauer.
Because Mezzardine was saying not to disparage the voice actor, but he really wishes we were getting this from Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
Which
I
would be
agree.
nice, but Rutger Hauer's pretty good.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of practice being a villain.
Yeah. Not being a
More
good guy.
delight than meets the eye,
He's been everything.
as I told you.
You sly fox.
What is going on?
He had Ericus's heart.
Yeah, Ericus was in his heart.
Awesome! That's actually awesome!
Ericus is in Terra's heart, and Mezzardine goes, because hearts do literally anything in this series.
It is too late.
Which is so true.
For us, perhaps.
Mark Hamill, I hope.
But not for them.
Doesn't sound like it.
Ericus being in Terra's heart was a thing that we basically knew from one of the many Andes of Birth by Sleep.
I can do this.
I want to know who voices Ericus in this, Josh. Give me a second. Hello!
We're recording, hang on.
Hi, buddy!
Fine.
Enough. Checkmate.
Ericus? How do you spell his name?
E-R-A. It's square
It's
backwards.
square backwards.
Oh.
Or it's... Is it?
Yeah.
Or is it mixed up? Anyway.
I don't know.
I told you that you might be surprised.
Okay. E-R-A-U.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, it's not quite backwards.
Really?
It's E-R-A-K.
Oh, no. Yeah,
What?
no, it's not
It's
square
just,
backwards.
you never admit it when
But
you
it's
lose.
square scrambled.
Oh, wait.
That's because I never lose.
Because you still have to do QU.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
come
still
on.
Mark Hamill.
It does not sound like him. Not that he said enough to really tell, but...
Yeah, Mezzardine confirms.
Good game today.
How is it possible you weren't an
I
asshole
try.
once?
Maybe I won't go as far as you. Huh? When the world needs a defender, they'll pick you, Ericus. Huh? You think? But that doesn't mean that I can't be there for you. Yeah, and I'll be there for you.
This would be a lot more meaningful if you hadn't killed him. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I mean, they were friends once. It tells you how badly things went wrong. Yeah, remember it, you idiot.
Yeah, remember? Ah, yes. The classic walk.
Very well done.
Take it before he changes his mind.
I love how it's got the nice textured grips on the one place you're not grabbing it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it really is just two keys slapped together.
Terra, Aqua, then. Forgive your foolish teacher.
We can hug you.
Yeah, you think he's like a ghost or something. But
He's not a Force ghost.
He's real enough, apparently.
He's not blue.
Then
I said he was a
I
ghost.
put you through such a harrowing experience.
Aww.
And Aqua, I left you with such a heavy burden.
Terra, you're a dick.
Look after them for me. Please.
Come on. No.
Here.
It's time for us to both expire.
Ready, my friend? Yes.
He has a very veiny skull.
He does. So he's a gremlin.
Aw, I thought that went really well. I thought it was really neat.
Never turns into an anime teenager in the end.
Is this hell?
No, that's heaven. Heaven is full of anime teenagers.
No,
Josh doesn't love Bishy enough. It's fine.
It's okay.
He doesn't have to get it.
Is this hell?
True.
This feels like hell.
Sora, let's close it.
Yes.
Then aren't we
Silver, just
stuck
hold
here?
on. We'll get to the box.
Everybody help me out.
What's in the box?
Aren't we
Sora?
stuck
What's
here?
in the box?
Aren't we stuck if you do it from this end?
Oh. Kingdom Hearts. No, because it's the Keyblade. So it works no matter what. You know, because it's a key on both sides. But somebody got bored and took a welding torch to.
I like how it looks all pretty and sparkly and
Silver says, also, what about the Purge? We're not playing Conan Exiles right now, okay?
No, Xehanort mentioned a purge.
Oh.
but he wasn't able to make it happen.
Yeah, he wanted to use Kingdom Hearts to create a bridge.
And
And so we just stopped. It's fine.
Mizardine says, Pete and Maleficent are still wandering around desperately trying to be relevant while they look for it.
True facts.
And Gomber says, we don't find out about the box, do we?
It's not over yet, Gombar. Don't give up hope.
Kratos is guarding the box. It was originally Hercules, and then they decided somebody who would actually be a legit threat should guard it.
Roxas and Ven really do look like exactly alike.
Oh yeah, no, they are.
Their color palette swip.
They are
swaps.
exactly alike, except wearing different clothes.
It's finally over.
Famous last words.
Is it? Is it?
No.
We'll find Kyrie. Let's head back to Master Yen Sid. We can figure it out.
No. I know what to do.
Sora!
My whole journey began the day I lost her. And every time I find her, she slips away again. I thought we'd finally be together.
You were
But
on
she's
the island
out there,
at the end
alone.
of the last numbered game.
not for one more second.
Nope, go away.
That's right.
Please, please go away.
Thank you, Donald, Goofy. But this time, I have to go it
Oh,
alone.
thank God.
Sora, listen. The power of waking isn't to go chase hearts around. Even if you do locate Kyrie, you might never come home to us again.
I will. And we'll both be back before you know
She's
it.
dead, right?
Please.
As far as we know, yeah. She got stabbed in the back. She disappeared. She did the weird
Let her
watery
go,
thing that we look like when we were dead.
Mickey.
So I like how the graphics are
Riku.
His heart and his mind.
high enough in fidelity now that they added textures to everything.
Yeah.
And I find it funny that Mickey's texture, like the black parts of his head, is the same fine felt
Safe
that like
journey,
the
Sora.
Mickey ears you buy at Disney World are made out of.
Thank you.
I also, as other people have pointed out, I've read about, like, Mickey's like, you might never come back. You could die. And the entire time he has the smile plastered over because they
Yeah.
can't stretch his model enough to do anything else.
Yeah.
Didn't you just have the Kai blade? Where is it?
The conflict's over, so it's gone.
That's a good question. He does have the gun.
All we can do is smile. We're not allowed to be sad.
No, Daisy, you should beat the hell out of him.
Chip and Dale, the real
All
heroes.
right, there's nothing really going on, so I'll go ahead and do this. But this one cracked me up. So Mesardine goes, the box was the friends we made all along, and oh my god, it's Kingdom Hearts, that might be real! And Gumbar said, it's the setup for the next story, isn't it?
Yeah. It is.
Oh.
We're in Kingdom Hearts. We
Also,
can
yeah,
finalize
so there's a
anything.
tier thing. Did I mention that Ventus is in the phone game?
Is he?
Yeah, it looked like they were about to make out.
You remember how the phone game takes place untold eons ago?
Yeah, a
when the
bazillion
world
years
was
ago,
born?
yeah.
Yeah, Ventus was there.
How?
Because he was a loot box character, duh.
Oh, hey, he took the
No,
jacket
like he was
off.
an actual participant in the plot.
He's got plaid like the rest of us.
Yeah, people actually got updated outfits.
I'm shocked. Well,
I told you he was going to get another one.
Hey, it's Agent Rizzle! Hi, Agent Rizzle!
Hey,
Oh, yay. He's not a complete douche canoe.
just
Just
pretty
mostly.
close, but
So, I don't know if we told you this,
What?
but Dre and I were actually looking up recipes for sea salt ice cream.
And?
And, like, every recipe for sea salt ice cream we found, including, like, the official Disney Japan one, is just vanilla ice cream with salt and food coloring.
and so we decided we could do better.
Yeah, you'd totally do better.
So we came up with our own recipe for sea salt ice cream. We'll make it at some point.
So what about Nominate? You may remember... There she is.
All questions will be answered.
The Riku... The replica Riku that was in Riku's heart took out the replica Riku that we were fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least the Riku that was in a replica that we were fighting. And so we got a blank replica for Nominate to go into.
Agent Rizzle wants to know if we're going to add some caramel into that recipe. I don't think so.
No.
No, because we're still trying to stick with what the name is, which is sea salt ice cream. So we're going to make it kind of tropical and something that goes well. Okay, caramel goes well with salt, but that's not how we're going to go about it.
It's interesting that Riku went and got her and not Roxas. Like, there's a bond between them, but I wonder if that's hinting at a deeper bond. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
They're
think
the
that was
same
mostly
person.
Roxas just had a scene with all of his other friends.
So we had to have a scene with Riku.
Yeah.
Time for a race.
Are they playing Keep Away from Donald?
No, I think they're just playing with Frisbees.
Agent Rizzle says maybe coconut water would be a good addition.
Oh, or coconut milk.
I like they were having a race in the background, like at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh man, are we going to get copyright striked for this song?
Very possibly. Sorry
Oh,
about
well.
You're gonna have to fix that.
Yay! I guess when I upload it to YouTube, I'll
Oh,
see, and then I'll have to edit it and
We'll find out.
upload it again.
that. So, there's Sora and Kairi, right?
Wait, I thought...
They're fine, right?
They're not really there.
Yeah, of course. Actually, wasn't that the thing you said, like, the two things that are, like, stream blocked are, the ending and the beginning?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm probably gonna have to... Muted sections of videos are great. Yeah, it's okay, Agent Rizzle. I actually have some music to overlay when I inevitably have to edit this video and remove those.
Yeah, so Sora's gone.
But Kairi's here?
Kairi's here?
Question mark?
I mentioned there's a crazy conspiracy theory thing.
Oh yeah, you were talking about like the starfruit that was eaten?
Yes,
Or
but
something like that?
we have to do more to get through that. So we have credits
Oh.
now. We can talk about how we feel about the game.
Oh boy.
So
Kingdom Hearts!
Before we get into it, we'll have lots of like criticism and stuff, but I want to say this game is very fun to play. I like devoured it right away and then immediately turned around and played again on hard. And even since then, every Tuesday, at some point I'm like, oh man, today's Tuesday, I gotta play Kingdom Hearts again. I'm like genuinely excited to come back to this game.
Well, that's
It's
good.
beautiful to watch too. Like it really is. I know it's frenetic and like it's all over the place, and sometimes it's hard to follow, but
Yeah.
like it is fun to watch. I think it's just beautiful. And I've always thought that, regardless of the level of like the graphical ability, like from Kingdom Hearts 1, I was always like, wow, this is fun to watch.
It has always had a really strong art style. And that's like, going back to the PS2 versions, it still looks fine because it's all cartoony. It works.
It does work.
Oh,
I don't know.
poo.
In a couple of ways, what was very disappointing was how, like, the Disney worlds really didn't mean anything.
That's kind of always been the case.
But it feels more pronounced in this one.
It kind of does.
Well, and it also depended on the world, because some of the worlds they didn't stick to the movie. Well, what was it? Half of them was just a recap of the movie, and the other half was actually an original story.
That's a standard ratio.
Brad is right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, Brad's right in that like they often don't mean as much, especially compared to the main plot. But like, maybe this is just the way it felt, but they felt much more superfluous in this game. That's just me.
Yeah,
I just feel
think
they could do more with it.
I think part of that is in previous games, you would do a couple Kingdom Hearts or a couple Disney worlds, and even if they didn't have anything to do with anything, you would have playable sections in between where you would go to the plot worlds and do plot things. And so, like in this one, you just had 6 straight worlds where like there were cutscenes where they would talk about plot things.
But you couldn't go anywhere and interact with anything in Radiant Garden or Hollow Bastion or
Exactly.
like, yeah.
And so I think that definitely lends
That
to
detracted.
how separated it all feels.
And also another thing, correct me if I'm wrong, but it also felt like there weren't as many world-specific costumes as there were in previous games. Like it seemed like the only time he changed was in the Monsters Inc. world.
And Pirates of the Caribbean.
And Pirates.
Oh, and
Those are the
Pirates.
two.
Yeah.
Well, and that also
and
is,
I guess Toy Story a little bit.
Yeah, Toy Story 2.
Story
So
was
that's,
a big
again,
change.
that's fairly standard. So like in Kingdom Hearts 2, it was in the data world with Tron, you had Nightmare Before Christmas, and technically you had Lion King.
That felt short.
We have way more credits. Don't worry.
Okay. Sorry, please continue.
That was
So-
just the pretty picture credits.
Yeah. So
Here's
like,
the
here's the
scrolling
cast.
credits.
right. So yeah. So 3 costumes is about normal.
Haley Joel
Okay.
Osment.
Well, I mean, because it also felt like, okay, so like in the Frozen world, they should have been wearing winter garb of some
I
sort.
see.
Like
what you mean.
that's more what I'm surprised with. Like in older games, it was like there was absolute like data limitations of like how many times can we change this character's model and such. And in this game, you wouldn't think they'd have that.
And yeah, Agent Rizzle, the intro song for this game is produced by Skrillex.
Yeah, it's
actually
Hikaru
really good.
Utada and Skrillex together. Hikaru Utada is the one who's always told me.
I
It's
wonder
It has gotten
why,
a surprising amount of play on the local radio station.
like all these Disney characters, like we're not seeing their voice actors, and Disney's always been like that, especially with its older work. Like it doesn't list the voice
they,
actors.
There
they
you
do
go.
this. The Disney character
Yeah,
voice.
it's kind of like,
talent,
and
so-
these are all the people that get all the credit for this thing,
Yeah.
which I've always felt.
There's James Wood.
I've always felt like that was really interesting, though. It made it feel more like an ensemble effort. I don't know.
Oh.
I didn't do that. Maybe I
Sorry.
did. Sorry if I did.
Sorry, we're getting feedback.
There we go.
There we go. Sorry. Continue.
So anyway, so those are all a lot of good things.
I mean, and as usual, the music was absolutely
True.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I am very disappointed there was not one single Final Fantasy reference in there.
It is a notable lack.
Nothing. Like,
Yeah.
come
Silver
on.
pointed out, I do have to applaud them for wrapping up the stories of a lot of heroes and villains. And I said this before, that is the official reason for why there are no Final Fantasy characters. There are too many Kingdom Hearts characters now, they didn't have room.
Yeah, they did wrap up a lot of story arcs there. But it's not like we're actually going to get rid of any of these characters. Like, if there's another Kingdom Hearts game, and you know there will be, like, you really think Aqua and Ven and Terra and all those people are not going to be in it. Like, of course they're going to be in it.
I think it's possible they will play a less important role.
What was that?
I hate the way they depict Meg.
Yeah.
Meg
what was from the Hercules world.
What was wrong with it?
Because she's such a
They took away her personality.
They completely took away her personality. She's just a sweet. I love you.
Like, she didn't really have a part to play. She was there to be.
Yeah.
Like, did she even manage to get captured in this one?
No.
She was just there to be.
She shows up a couple times.
Yeah.
But like in the handful of things she says, it's like
she didn't have any of her usual bite.
Yeah, it's like that's not how she talks. That's not how she anythings.
And of course, Remy has no lines because they couldn't afford to get Patton Oswalt.
And, like, in fairness, it's not like Remy ever talked to humans in the movie either. So.
I suppose that's true.
True.
Yeah, but then this is also Kingdom Hearts where everybody talks to everybody.
Sure.
Hey, finally got the strat guide. Do we get, what is it, Bahamut as an optional boss?
I wish. I would love if they put that in. Like, there are DLC plans.
And Agent Rose was wondering how they put... Oh, well, I think you said... Because she was happy that Herc got some love. Because underrated movie. I don't know if it is, but...
I mean, Herc gets a lot of love in the Kingdom Hearts series. I feel.
Yeah.
He does.
Hercules has been in... Like, their world has been in, I think, every single game. It is the only one. Or possibly the only one. Like...
I mean, I guess I do know why, but I don't know why they keep putting pirates in.
Like...
Well, you do know why.
Do know why.
I
It's
do
because
know why
it's
it's popular, but it just... Of all the worlds they put in this, it feels the most shoehorned in.
It's honestly, it's the weirdest just having a live action one.
Yeah.
Because the style of it is so...
And that
such
that
a
was,
stark difference.
Yeah, that was true in Dream Drop Distance. They did Tron in Dream Drop Distance, but they did the new one, the prequel or whatever. Or no, it's not a prequel.
No, it's a sequel.
It was a sequel.
Yeah.
But they used like the live action stuff from that.
Right.
Rather than the cartoony version that they used in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Which is also funny because there is a Tron cartoon.
Yeah.
Which they also could have just used.
But Dream Drop Distance came out around the same time as the Tron.
Okay, while that's true, like while the realistic style is confusing, like that isn't even what I was getting at.
Okay.
It just plot wise, it feels like I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a good fit because it's not really ever about friendship or overcoming odds or any of the things that Kingdom Hearts is about.
It's about being a pirate. Pirates are jerks.
And this is not me slamming Pirates of the Caribbean either, but it's not a good fit.
It is very tonally different.
Okay, so Rachel says...
There's 2 Baymaxes now.
Yep.
Hercules, so concerning Hercules, it had its problems as far as pacing, but as far as style and overall characters, I felt it was like a pre-shadowing of The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, that's an interesting way to think of it.
Silver says, so now the next game will be about finding one of Sora's friends!
Oh, wait. Let's talk about all the things that didn't actually get resolved in this game.
So, oh man, I can't remember any of them, so just go for it.
Brad,
we might want to hold on to that. There will be more. You may
okay.
notice,
Oh, there's going to be more. Oh, great.
So, there are always secret endings that come after credits, so that's not a surprise. But you may also notice one thing that hasn't been in this game is secret reports.
There have
reports.
been no secret reports.
So you don't unlock those until you beat the game. It'll give us an option to save after we beat it. And then a bunch of extra battle gates pop up. You remember the blue spiky ball?
Yeah.
A bunch of those pop up across all the different worlds. They're slightly harder fights. You refight a couple bosses. You actually fight some nobodies that don't show up in this game. Like, you remember the Berserker with the giant sword, the Sorcerer with the cubes. You fight those in battle gates, and then each battle gate gives you one of the secret reports. So, of course, on this save file I have, we'll be able to pop them up and look at them. But that will discuss more things, so it's not really worth discussing what isn't done yet.
Okay.
Do we want to talk about sexism?
No.
Okay.
I'm writing about sexism. We don't
can
want to talk about sexism.
hold off on that. Game.
I don't know. We've used that word so much, like I'm not even sure I know what it means anymore.
The basic point is there are like 26 characters that have to do with the main plot. Like 5 or 6 of them are women. None of them do anything like really meaningful, except kind of Aqua, and she spends so much time getting beat down.
I had a thought about Kairi actually. I'm trying to remember how I articulated it because I was thinking about it last week on the way home. But, like, I don't even necessarily... Because, like, I know that there have been a lot of complaints about how Kyrie has no personality and no character and all this stuff, and I'm not arguing that. I don't think anybody could win that argument. I don't think she has enough of anything to be a character. I think it's more fair to call Kyrie a plot device.
She's a prop.
Huh?
She's a prop.
Yeah, she's a prop.
I don't know. I guess
that's
it's hard for me to classify her personally as a character. Like, she is a method through which the story can continue.
I mean, I would argue she has about as much character as Sora.
True. I mean, Sora is who he is.
Yeah, he's very straightforward, he's kind and all that, and that's basically true of Kyrie too.
Mm-hmm.
She's not that different from Sora, and I agree, that's a problem. Neither of them have a ton of personality, but you see a lot of Sora's personality.
Well, and that's the thing, because, like, I know Drea hates them. I don't mind static characters. There's a time and a place for them. I don't mind that Sora is a static character.
Okay, just for the record, if this series was 2 games long, it wouldn't bug me that Sora is a static character.
Fair enough. I rember you saying that you hated static characters.
But it's 13
do,
games.
I do hate static characters, but there are settings in which it's forgivable.
To
I just
me,
need to put that out there.
For this particular one, for Sora, I can't speak for Kyrie. For Sora, again, I can't even grade her the same way because she doesn't have enough anything to be a character in my mind.
Yeah.
So speaking for Sora, like, to me, Sora embodies the boundless hope and optimism of childhood innocence. So, I mean, to carry a story that has so much Disney in it, I don't know, like, it kind of makes sense that he's static in that regard, to me. But, you know, that's...
Well, like, you can totally still write a character like that with an arc, but...
Yeah, I would not object if they did.
Yeah.
But, you know, the fact that they haven't, it doesn't necessarily bother me as much as some other things.
Okay, hang on. Before you go any further, since we're still watching credits and stuff, we should probably do an episode break here.
Why?
Well, how much more do we have? Because I thought you said there was like a bunch of fights and stuff like that.
No, we don't have to do the fights.
Oh,
I
okay.
already have the things.
Oh, okay. So
it is like we have things to discuss. So it's not going to be like it's going to be a very short episode.
Okay, that's fine. We can just extend this one out.
This'll
I was
just
just
be a
making
long
sure.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, so along those lines, let's hear. Meserdine said, I could rant about how the games treat female characters, but the first dozen pages or so would mostly just be random curse symbols. Agent Rizzle said, much like Goku in Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point. That's another great example.
He's a static character, but the point of static characters is to change the world around them to fit their ideals.
Yeah, there's a really interesting video by Folding Ideas about that.
But Silver says these games don't have defined ideals. I don't know about that.
No, I completely disagree with that.
I don't. Even
they're
I do.
Very loud about their heart, light, friendship.
And Meserdine says the problem with Kyrie is that they teased her actually doing something and growing beyond her first role in the second goddamn game.
See, that is the crux of my problem with Kyrie. Because, like, I don't think she's meant to be a character, which I think is egregious. I think she should be.
Yeah.
But, like, they did tease, like, okay, she's gonna do something. Like, the fact that she gets captured all the time and whatever doesn't necessarily bother me as much as, you know, when it's time for you to do something, do it. Now, I mean, I think Kyrie has what would historically be considered to be very feminine kind of powers, like the magical princess power. She saves Sora in pretty much every game somehow, using her, look, I'm breaking the plot power.
Yeah.
So, I mean, technically we can't say she didn't do anything because she did. She saved Sora. Without that, the story would have stopped. I realize that's a technical point.
But that's just her being utilized as a plot device again.
Yeah,
She
doesn't take an active role.
Her plot device is, I have magical game-breaking powers because I'm a princess of heart.
So she's
a plot device.
She's a physical Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah. That's the conclusion I came to on my car ride home last week.
And that's...
Which, I mean, it gets the job done. It's not particularly satisfying when it's supposed to be the female lead of your story. Like, the female lead of your story should not be nothing but a plot device, in my humble opinion. But that's just me. Did we get another thing here?
Meserdine says that in itself is kind of a problem because she herself didn't do anything. She just had plot power to do it for her.
Like, for the example in this game, when she saves Sora, because he falls, he dies when everyone else dies and all that, and she saves him. like, you could argue that she did something there because she was the only one strong enough to maintain her will when everyone else died.
Mm-hmm.
So that is...
And that is
technically her
game-breakingly amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it breaks all the rules.
But everything she does is incredibly passive.
Yeah.
She didn't go save Sora.
Mm-hmm.
She was just his light in the darkness because she was strong enough not to...
So,
whatever.
Alright, so there's the Keyblade that
Soul Calibur.
Xehanort had, and also the Keyblade that came originally from the Master of Masters.
Back where it belongs.
In the graveyard?
Good perspective.
The Master of Masters passed his Keyblade on to, the final foreteller, the final one of these guys.
This is all phone game stuff.
This is all phone game stuff. These are the foretellers, the disciples of the Master of Masters.
And this is the one guy in the middle that didn't get an animal or anything.
Right.
He just got the box.
He just got the box. There's the box.
We saw these guys in Dream Drop, didn't we?
No.
No.
No?
This was in our discussion of...
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Summon us back?
Yep.
Yep.
And Agent Rizzle goes, Unicorn, I need his hat!
I would love his
Is
hat.
that you, Lucio?
Lucio.
You look different.
How can you tell?
Haven't heard that name in a while.
What?
These days they call me Zigbar, but hey, whatever suits you.
Is it really?
This useless peon. It. Come on.
Yeah, but some time ago I had to cast my old form away.
I was really secretly somebody
Plenty
else.
more semblances since, but it's still.
Oh,
me.
okay. So this isn't what he looked like. He just.
Yeah,
What
he wasn't
happened?
originally.
Why are we here? You tell me. I had a role to play, and after all these years, it's
Maybe
done.
notice that someone's missing, though.
What role?
Fox? I don't remember. Which
Hey,
one.
it's these guys.
The fourth one is the Fox now. And yes, these guys still trying desperately to be relevant.
Which one was? Did I get it right? Which one?
Yeah, it was the Fox now.
I guess Ava didn't
Ava.
make it after all.
Meaning what?
I told her clear as day what it is I had to do.
And is that why you decided to exclude her?
As if Ava had her own mission, and she carried it out. I've heard enough.
I haven't.
Lucio,
What was her role?
We'll get
There's the box.
I hope you like long stories.
He says, looking directly at the camera and winking.
Concerning Kyrie, Mesardine says she could have been a magical cactus with a pumpkin on top and it would have accomplished the same thing.
Very much.
Hope, Agent Rizzle. Hope is in the box.
No, they already found that box. That was not the box they were looking for.
Oh, right. What's this? I heard about this new game.
It uses
So the
same
symbols
board.
on the dark pieces are the foretellers.
The what?
The foretellers, the
Oh,
guys
yeah.
with the masks.
Yeah, masks. Is that a snake?
Yeah, one of them is a snake.
Black pieces. And?
So there's 7 tellers?
7 black
Just
pieces
watch.
And Sora's.
and one
That last
white.
piece always represented Sora.
Yeah.
So that's a hint of the next game.
That's the first hint of the next game. So this is the
Right.
secret ending that you get for getting enough lucky emblems.
Okay.
What was what we just watched?
Huh?
What was what we just watched?
Everything else was just standard ending that you get for beating the game.
Uh-huh.
I love how the
That
box was
looks
the
like
beginning.
a street.
Yeah, that's a street.
So San
They
Francisco.
did not dump him in the modern world.
What, San Francisco?
Just wait.
Keep watching.
And very realistically rendered.
No.
Is
No,
it
it's
that
the same.
game you played for me, Brad? What's it called?
The World Ends With You?
Yeah.
That is a very good guess. I'm impressed you got it that quickly.
Did I get it?
Just keep watching. I'll explain more once we're done.
Riku is also here?
Riku is also somewhere similar to here.
This also looks similar to the world that the fake video game in the Toy Story world took place in.
Yep.
I'm glad you were taking notes like I told you to.
So one of them was in the World Ends
wasn't.
With You, and the other one was in the game, the fake game in the Toy Story world that was based on Final Fantasy 15?
Give it a second.
Wow, I can't believe they're bringing The World Ends With You into this. That's so obscure.
And what is that?
We'll get
to
come
it.
back.
Okay.
I mean, it is a Square property.
So that's
Oh,
Verum
that's-
Rex.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And this has been confirmed to be the Master of Masters.
Now the moon starts dancing. Is that the new game, Kingdom Hearts Reconnect?
No, Reconnect is always the thing that they do with the trailers and such to be like, this is the next game. But yeah, they always use that Reconnect line. So yeah, Sora seemed to be in the version of Tokyo that The World Ends With You takes place in. That building that had 10-4 on it, in the real world it's called the 10-9 building. But in the game they call it 10-4. So The World Ends With You is another game that was led by the same guy who does Kingdom Hearts Tetsuya Nomura. And it's a really cool game. I don't want to spoil much about it, but
Maybe
the fact
we
that
should play it for
Riku,
the stream at some point, if we can.
I would be totally fine with that. But the fact that Sora would, like, people were telling Sora, look, you might die, is relevant to him being in The World Ends With You.
Oh my god, it totally is.
Yeah. And yeah, Riku does seem to be in the world of Verum Rex.
Incidentally, Drea made a noise. I mean, we don't have to, but Brad played this game for me and my sister years ago, and
It's a Nintendo DS game?
yeah,
It is a DS game.
I
It's had a couple
really liked
re-releases.
it. Like,
It's-
it had a really interesting story.
It has a very twisty story.
It's nothing like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
It's not even remotely the same kind of thing.
Okay.
Though the box art looks very similar.
Again, it's by Tetsuya Nomura.
Are you sure you're
He did a
overwriting
lot-
the right one?
Huh? Yeah, it's fine.
Holy cow, that I'm actually really interested in that.
Yeah, right? That's super cool.
So it's Square bringing in a game other than Kingdom Hearts, or other than Final Fantasy into the Kingdom Hearts
I mean,
universe.
again, that's really obscure.
Also, so The World Ends With You, like, characters from that showed up in Dream Drop Distance.
Did they?
Yeah, so in the very first world you go to in that game is a version of what's the first world you go to in Kingdom Hearts 1? I can never remember.
Your memory for this is
It's the one where you met Squall and such.
Oh, that's not Hollow Bastion, is it?
No.
Twilight Town?
No. It's fine. It's that world. They go to that world and they're split apart. They can't find each other, and they meet Joshua, who is able to go back and forth between the two worlds, and four of the characters from The World Ends With You, who have also been split up and are missing each other.
Interesting.
So yeah,
That is really interesting.
And at one point, like, either Sora says to Joshua or Joshua says to Sora that I'll see you later. So
Oh, hey. So The World Ends With You is
Traverse
coming out
Town,
with a
thank you.
final remix for the Switch.
yes,
Oh,
So I guess when that comes out, we can play that for the stream.
cool.
Traverse Town, Silver
Traverse
Star.
Traverse
yes.
Town.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Silver. The chat was kind of blowing up over there, so can we get some of what was happening there?
Well, I mean, a lot of it...
it's a lot of things that we were saying. So
Go away. Why?
I think
why
Silver.
Did you pop us in-
I think Silver
There we
guessed.
go.
Also guessed the video game world, Arum, whatever it was.
Yeah, and so did Gombar too.
Verum Rex.
Yeah, that was basically it.
Okay, so we
And
have secret
Rizzle
reports
going
together.
off
Okay, secret
over
reports. I shall read them.
Okay.
I'm going to drop down. So this is unknown.
Or we can take turns. I'll go first.
Go for it.
Recollections, because there are a lot of them.
Yeah, they're 13.
Am I alive? I awoke in a cell alone until the researchers came with their tests and their prodding to uncover my identity. I had no answer to offer them. 4 friends and a key. That is the sum total of my memory. I could not even recall my name. I was simply called X there. My only solace was the time I spent talking with the 2 boys who would visit from time to time. Finally, who the hell is Mystery Girl? One day, a man came to take me from the prison. I could not see him for the darkness, save that he wore an eye patch. Even now, years on, I feel no closer to understanding who or what I am. May my heart be my guiding key, unknown.
So, May My Heart Be My Guiding Key basically says I'm from the phone game. I was taken by a guy with an eye patch, means it was Zigbar.
P.S. That thing about him do you think that was their plan the whole time, or did they go, oh crap, we need Luke Su to be somebody who doesn't matter but would be like, no way if we used him. Zigbar would be that person.
I would guess that's basically what happened, yeah.
Totally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the world ends with you for Switch is already out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, sweet.
So, real quick, I'm going to go over some of
Thanks,
some phone things that I didn't tell you about last time because I didn't know them at the time.
Hey.
So, remember, there's the Master of Masters. He had his 6 apprentices, the Foretellers. By the way, that was the 7. He had 6 apprentices in himself, so that's the 7 that were on the chessboard. And he gave them, he was like, here's my special future book. It'll tell you how to avoid the Keyblade War. And then he gave them all secret missions, and that more or less guaranteed that the Keyblade War was going to happen.
Yes.
I remember all that.
So, you play as like this generic nobody who shows up, gets a Keyblade, and joins one of the 5 groups that each of the main apprentices were supposed to create.
Right.
And then, in the original version of the game, you go around collecting light, visiting worlds, and then at the end, things escalate, and the Keyblade War happens. And your character, before that was happening, as it was building up, you may remember Ava, the fox.
Right.
Her secret mission was to
poach everybody, right?
Yeah, was to poach the best of the best. So your character is one of the people that she suggests, hey, do you want to join my secret team? You actually your character is canonically too indecisive to actually decide before the Keyblade War. But you make friends with a bunch of people who have joined them. They're called the Dandelions.
The Dandelions.
And so you take part in the Keyblade War. Everyone dies except the Dandelions. They were prepared. They knew it was coming. They were going to escape. And then because you were friends with some of the Dandelions, they come in and save you at the last moment as you're dying. The way they escape the total destruction that follows the Keyblade War is they dive into a dream world, a sleeping world.
Okay.
And it seems to take them back in time, and they lose a lot of their memories. So your character so it's kind of... So I said the Keyblade War happens at the end of the original version of the game. The phone game was actually originally a browser game.
Oh.
That was Japan only. And then when they ported it to phones, they redid all this. And then in the phone version, you find out that you're playing through the version that's in the dreaming world.
Okay.
And you keep having memories of these things happening in the dreaming world. You keep having these memories of the Keyblade War having happened. But in the dreaming world, things happen differently, so the Keyblade War doesn't happen. You just get to go on being competitive with the other members of the Dandelions.
Sounds like a simulation.
Yes. They say it's both a dreaming world and possibly a data world, because, you find out that because you're in the dreaming world, you can't go to other Disney worlds and explore them the way you could originally.
So were those all the people, in the final battle when we called them and we kept pressing the button and all? Were they all Dandelions?
Those were all names of player characters,
okay.
So... Technically,
sort
yes,
of,
no.
kind of, okay.
The reason I'm getting to this is, in the new world, the Foretellers aren't there. The Foretellers Ava actually has lined up 5 new people to take over for the five Foretellers that were in charge of the other Keyblade wielders.
Okay.
I wish I could remember their name, but those 5 are all given their own special book,
Silver wants to know how many members are in the Dandelions.
They don't say specifically. There's a bunch of them. Probably, like, somewhere between
So she
20
writes
and
her
100,
own
probably.
book, or she makes copies of her book, or
Huh?
the new ones get a new book?
They get a new book with instructions about what they're supposed to do in the dreaming world. They're the only ones who realize that they're in the dreaming world, I think.
I see.
But a few of them, look like one of them looks like Marluxia.
Okay.
And a couple of these important people have this one friend, a couple of them, one of them is female and could be this girl.
Okay.
And then and some of them are also friends with another girl who dies tragically off screen, and she could also be this girl.
Okay.
But
So, all that, the talking we did to her in the final world, which
Yes.
again was totally optional. You could get through that entire thing and not talk to her.
Yeah.
She talked about, didn't she talk about someone she was waiting for?
Yeah,
It
some guy
implied
that she was
romantically to me.
I don't remember if it was that specific about being romantic.
Okay, but there was a man, a boy, a male she was waiting for.
Yes, and that is why it's one of these two girls, because they both have important men in their lives.
That's the theory.
That's the theory.
Okay.
Next.
Anyway, next.
Shall I keep going? Or did somebody else want to do one?
Josh, you're up.
Okay. Mark of Mastery Journal. Some days have passed since I set off on my journey to prepare for the Mark of Mastery examination.
Sorry, real quick. This is Aonor talking.
Okay. I'm not going to do a Xehanort.
Just read.
Ericus asked for leave to undertake some pilgrimage, but apparently I am to be the first to tour the worlds written of in the old fairy tales. Until a few short years ago, I'd known only my own world, a speck of land surrounded by sea. But how I dreamed of, yearned for the world beyond, and granted guidance from the future, I left that nest behind. As I treaded the path to my master's side, I came in contact with darkness in many forms. I knew even then, as by instinct, terrifying as its power was, it could be harnessed, mastered. Ericus is a blue blood, descended from the very first masters in the age of fairy tales. But I did not come this far to indulge in adulation. I will be his peer, his equal, and to do that I must learn to wield the power born from both darkness and light in proper balance.
Hopefully there are 4 characters so we can each have one.
Well, I was actually going to say Brad probably shouldn't, because Brad's got to sit and explain everything in between.
Gotcha.
Also, there's going to be a bunch of different people.
I was about to say, that one's pretty straightforward, though.
Yeah, that one doesn't... a lot of these aren't going to require explanation. So this is Aonor again.
Go ahead, Josh.
Okay. Experiments of the Heart. Notes on Subject X. Excerpt 1. Subject was found in the central square shortly after dawn. Female, approximately 15 years old. After 7 days' observation, she spoke her first words, but could not provide a name. Subject exhibits signs of profound amnesia and displays concern about which world this is. Her words suggest that she departed her home world with others, though she cannot recall the names of her erstwhile companions. All efforts to explore those memories have met with a rejection response. After his initial experiments on me, Ansem the Wise ceased his research into the heart, his hands stayed by some fear I cannot fathom. Yet this new subject is like me, devoid of memories. She is the perfect sample upon which to continue my master's work. She, too, could benefit from it. By traversing the heart, we have a direct path into memory. I myself have begun to reclaim my lost past thanks to these very experiments. Who is she? Whence has she come? These are questions no scientist could ignore, and the words she muttered, "May your heart be your guiding key," which means she's from the phone game.
But Yen Sid always says that.
Not always.
Yeah, he started doing it in this game, and they maybe pretended that he always said that.
Cool.
Maybe not.
Who's next?
Xehanort again.
Okay. Notes on Subject 2, Subject X, Excerpt 2. Subject's memories have not returned, and our conversations remain less than lucid. What fragments can be gleaned evoke a bygone world, like one out of fairy tales. As improbable as it seems, the question may not be where she has come from, but when. If she truly has crossed through time, the prospect of probing her heart is all the more compelling. My pilot studies used a handful of subjects, but none possessed the fortitude to endure them. Ultimately, all suffered mental collapse. I knew it would be a heavy blow to lose a subject as unique as she. Upon discovering the tests I've been conducting, my master demanded that I cease my work immediately and destroy what research I have compiled. Worse still, he ordered the release of my remaining subjects. She is gone. Where is Subject X now? Has wise Master Ansem hidden her away? Whatever the case, I will not be deterred. I will take her place as the first subject in the grand experiments to come.
Oh, Xehanort.
Yeah. So anyway, that was just to explain that Xehanort did not know what happened to her at Zalzigbar at that point. So this is Sykes.
The castle was a wonderland to its children. Within its walls, Ansem the Wise conducted his research, and the fruits it bore allowed everyone outside to live in peace and happiness. That alone was enough to stoke our interest, though not all of the rumors that escaped its walls were so benevolent. By night, the muffled sound of human wails emerged. There was talk of dangerous human experimentation. Leah and I couldn't help but hatch a plot to steal inside and sate our curiosity. The two who stood guard at the gates were researchers themselves, though you wouldn't think it to see them, massive and barrel-chested as they were. And slipping past that duo was only the first hurdle. It proved one not easily cleared. We were found and tossed out on our ears time and again. On the day we finally secured our entry, we descended the long spiral stair at the heart of the castle to find a dark space below it, lined with cages. There wasn't light enough to see if they were inhabited, and we were in no position to call out to any occupants within, yet we could feel it, a definite presence there in the black. Terror washed over us, and we immediately regretted coming. But just as we turned to flee, we heard the faintest of voices. The urge to run was nigh overpowering, but someone or something beckoned us on. There, framed by a tenuous sliver of light, we found her.
Thanks again.
It was too dim to make out her features. We spoke to her in hushed whispers. Who was she? Why was she imprisoned here? She had no answers for us, had no memories at all. She was an enigma, but I knew I wanted to help her. And so we continued our infiltrations. Most of them stopped short at the castle gates. When we did manage our way inside, we spoke with her. That was all the comfort two children like us could offer. But Lee had other ideas. He was determined to free her. We slipped into the castle that day, knowing only that we wanted, with all of our hearts, to save her. But we did not find her inside on that day, or the next, or any of our subsequent visits. Had she been moved? Had we simply imagined her? Lee and I knew there was only one way to be certain, and so we stand before the castle gates today, not as trespassing children, but in order to become Ansem the Wise's newest apprentices.
So Sykes was the blue-haired guy?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. He said.
He was Axel's friend.
So Vexen, I guess I'll do Vexen. So he's the long-haired researcher guy that defected and then not.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, whose side did he end up on?
He ended up on the good guy side. He felt bad about doing experiments, and he made sure that he's the one who made sure that Roxas had a replica to go into.
Okay. On the replica program and reanimation. Following my erasure and my recompletion as a human, I did not awaken right away. Perhaps the damage was exceptionally grave. Even after waking, I remained in bed, pondering my next course of action. In my work on the replica program for the organization, I produced some 20 vessels. Most of the early results were failures, not one of them granted a number. The first success to emerge from that early lot was the Riku replica. Subsequently, Shion, number, is that an I?
Yeah, number I, as in the imaginary number, square root of 1.
Was essentially indistinguishable from a natural human, though she became unstable due to the influence of others. Using those two as my foundation, I worked to construct a number of nigh-perfect replicas, but just as they neared completion, my efforts were cut short. I suspect Xehanort aims to use both the initial lot as well as the unused replicas from my later work. I arose today and decided to walk out to the square, my first outing in some time. Yet my stroll was interrupted when a surprising visitor appeared with an unexpected offer. Though younger than me, he'd risen to become Xemnas' right hand. I accepted his terms and became a nobody once more. Easier to gain access to the old replica program that way, whatever it takes to atone. Vexen. Wonder who he's...
By the way, this whole thing is completely absurd because no one was supposed to be able to remember Shion. That was the entire point of the ending of 358.
Maybe after Shion comes back to life, that lock is lifted?
She wasn't yet, though.
Okay.
So Silver actually asked about this. How did Shion show up in the 13 Seekers of Darkness? Because like until like partway through the fight, she doesn't like make any noise. She doesn't demonstrate anything. She has a keyblade, which is weird and shouldn't actually work. But assuming, oh no, she doesn't start with a keyblade. She's using Sayek's abilities. Mm-hmm. So the Xion replica was meant to siphon Sora's memories away from Roxas, who was proving to be unstable. And so, like, until partway through that fight, Xion isn't acting like a person. So, presumably, because Xion was also in Sora's heart, she migrated to that vessel because that was the vessel that she knew originally, basically.
Okay.
And so that's why Xion wasn't actually part of the Seekers of Darkness. They just had a replica that acted like Xion, and then Xion's heart left Sora and entered that replica when it was dramatically appropriate.
Confusing,
Theoretically, the
but
point,
okay.
yeah, it's not properly addressed, but that's the best theory. Let's go.
Though younger than me, he'd risen to become Xemnas' right hand. Who's that?
That's Sayek's.
Okay.
Sayek's was like They talked a little bit about that. Sayek's was telling Leah was saying, "I helped you rise through the ranks so that we could find her."
Gotcha.
And yeah, that's Sayek's was very good at one.
Next. Vexen again. The real organization. Xehanort seeks to gather 12 vessels, which, together with his true, actual self, he considers the real Organization 13. Now that he has the numbers he needs, Demyx and I are being treated as reserves. Several others who served Xemnas in the old organization have followed the same course as mine, electing to abandon their newly restored humanity and rejoin the real organization as nobodies. But not Xemnas. Xemnas cannot exist in the present because there is already a Xehanort here, the old man in charge. The old man's humanity prevents his heartless and nobody, others vanquished in the past, and his younger self from being denizens of this time. It does? To circumvent this, Xehanort is using the prototype replicas, I created in the past as containers, plucking his other selves' hearts from the time they existed. Xehanort ordered me to refine the prototypes, to make them closer still to the real thing, perfecting my creations so they may house true, flesh-and-blood humans, suits my own purposes as well. All that remains for my atonement is to devise a way to pass on as many of the vessels as I can to those who truly deserve them. Alright.
Oh, side note, and this is pure speculation, but Demyx acts like a goofball and has no seeming connection to any of this, but he still gets to show up in Organization 13 and all that. People think that because he acts like a goofball just like the Master of Masters did, that Demyx is the Master of Masters.
Interesting theory.
And that it's all just a...
This is pure speculation.
No, but Demyx's personality is all just a...
Yeah. Well, because he's always a goofball, so
right.
his personality actually matches how he normally is.
Interesting.
Well, the stupidity then is a ruse.
Yeah.
Next. Did we skip one?
No.
Okay, good. This one is Yenzo.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Josh.
Okay. Ansem Code Conspecticus, Excerpt 1. I have pored over the data my master entrusted to Riku. Here I offer my preliminary conclusions. Within Sora's heart are 3 compartmentalized boxes, each containing the heart of another. Oh god, it's the box! Each containing the heart of another. One box holds Roxas, another holds the second heart that has been with Sora nearly as long, and the third has held its heart for much longer. These hearts have melded with Sora's and no longer have voices of their own. Any attempt to mechanically extract them could prove as dire for Sora as what caused him to become heartless in the first place. First, a vessel for each heart must be readied. Then, a spark of some sort is required to induce its waking. Obviously, the ideal solution is to restore each heart to its own body, but, whatever the case for the 2 unknown individuals, Roxas possesses no such thing. The same is true for Namine, who we believe resides in Kairi's heart. Still, if alternate bodies can be secured for them, all the hearts required to be awakened is that spark. People they cared for and who cared for them, who can show them the way home. Complete and perfect digitalization of the heart is impossible. We can only hope to partially reconstruct it. Thus, I see no way forward but to extract the hearts we so desperately need directly from within Sora. Fortunately, the data stored in Twilight Town contains a near-perfect record of the memories of those who live there, and for Roxas' nominee especially, this is crucial.
because the memories are technically part of the body, and they never had their own bodies.
And Meserdine says, no wonder Sora is so absurdly strong. Hearts do everything in this series, and he's got like 15 of them.
And so again.
Okay. And some code Conspecticus Excerpt 2.
Conspecticus.
Whatever. As for how to contain their hearts, the only conceivable option is the replicas. If we transfer in the digital memories from the Twilight Town archive, the replicas should be able to construct each individual's human appearance with near-perfect results. Then, their hearts need only the right spark to wake them, so they may find their way out of Sora and Kairi and into these newly made bodies. The replica program was truly revolutionary, but it was incomplete at the time of the old organization's dissolution. Without Evan, how are we to further the research? We need at least 3 replicas, one for Roxas, one for Naminé, and one for the unknown stowaway within Sora's heart. These are difficult quandaries, but as I work through my master's data, I find myself remembering the taste of ice cream. When I was a boy, he would bring me some when we took walks together. There will be time to regret my betrayal later. For now, my focus must be on restoring Roxas and Naminé proving my master had good intentions.
Okay. Who's next? Unknown. Oh, this is me. Observations, Excerpt 1. I have seen it through. The Keyblade War unfolded exactly as written on the lost page.
This is Zigbar.
Oh, go ahead, Drea.
This is a different unknown. Oh, okay. Oh. I have seen it through. The Keyblade Ward unfolded exactly as it was written on the last page. Now the Keyblade the Master entrusted to me must be bequeathed to another. 5 Union leaders have been chosen from the surviving dandelions. I will pass the Keyblade to one of them, and then continue watching the future unfold. Yet it seems that someone has pulled the old switcheroo. One of the 5 is an imposter, someone the Master did not choose. They represent a virus in the program he so carefully wrote.
What?
That is a plot point in the phone game that has not been resolved. So one of the 5 new Union leaders seems to be a fake, and no one knows who it is yet.
Okay. The virus has begun a strange undertaking, a reckless plot to allow the 5 to escape into another world line. Surely such a thing can't be possible. We're talking about the same trick that allowed the dandelions to transfer to other world lines after the Keyblade War. But these children are no masters. They haven't the means. Unless, of course, a certain lady of magic summoned here from the future knows more than I do. Is that Maleficent?
It's Maleficent.
Oh, Maleficent.
The whole Union leader thing was supposed to be by the books. Are these new events just another phase in the Master's grand plan?
Yeah, that's another thing. Theoretically, when Maleficent dies in Kingdom Hearts 1, she goes back in time to the Keyblade, to the dream world that the dandelions are in, and she shows up a few times in the phone game and has mysterious plans. And then apparently travels back maybe the hard way and shows up in Kingdom Hearts 2 somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, Maleficent is somewhere there. Also, notice the bit about the world line? They're basically saying that alternate timelines exist and you can go to them.
This wasn't complicated enough.
So concerning pulling the hearts out of who's your boy?
Sora. Yeah.
Meserdine says, maybe that's how they'll explain why he has to start over again in the next game.
Because they pulled the extra hearts out of him, so he's a lot weaker now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I think it's Zigbar again, so go ahead, Drea.
No, this is the one that we were just on.
Yeah. This is Zigbar still.
Okay. Even on a world line with no Keyblade War, a peace is but a dream. In the absence of us and our master, a darkness arrived, one that shall surely lead the world to yet another demise. Amid the chaos, I bequeathed my Keyblade to one of the Union leaders, just as the master instructed. I watched as the 5 were sent to another world line, at no small cost, ensuring the line of Keyblade wielders would live on. And now, Keybladeless, I must depart this land to fulfill my final task. This means casting my own body aside and sojourning my heart in vessel after vessel, as many as it takes. But I will continue gazing upon each passing era, one unto the next. In time, be it years or decades, centuries or millennia, I will meet the 5 once more. Somewhere in this cyclical history of bequeathings, a chosen one will appear and reenact the Keyblade War. When this scapegoat arrives and takes my Keyblade in hand, that will be the time to take the stage and finish my role. The Lost Masters will awaken.
So who took the Keyblade?
So he's talking about Xemnas, or
Okay.
about Xehanort.
Okay.
Because Xehanort had the Master of Masters Keyblade and he started a Keyblade War.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe this is still...
Yeah, so we're in.
Yeah.
Yep, finish it up.
It seems this body, this name, will be my last. The lives I have lived over the ages could fill volumes, but for now I must focus on what matters most. The Keyblade has been successfully passed down generation to generation, and it seems a Keyblade master devoted to the darkness may finally arise. Until now, I have watched over the course of events from a distance. Perhaps the time has come to intervene. I need only play the role of a fool desirous of the Keyblade's power. I will don the mask of his ally in order to keep watch over my Keyblade from close by. The Gazing Eye, a Keyblade forged from the eye of the Master of Masters. He passed it to me as I have to others, and through it he can see the future, all that will ever come to pass. Spanning the ages and body after body, life after life, my task has been to keep vigil over the eye as it passes from hand to hand. It has been a long time, longer than I can express. But now at last the Keyblade War has begun, and Kingdom Hearts will open, a true and complete Kingdom Hearts, born of the clash between darkness and light. I will soon be reunited with my old companions, and in that moment my long vigil will reach its end. He will return.
The end. I assume that's the Master of Masters.
Yeah, that's the Master of Masters.
Okay. I kind of think the Master of Masters is a douche.
You think so?
What gave it away?
I don't think he's a good person.
Yeah, probably not.
Too controlling, if nothing else. So, final thoughts? I don't think Drea liked this game.
There are things Drea liked about this game.
Fair.
Drea's overwhelming frustration with the storyline did not help. But there's a lot about Kingdom Hearts I do enjoy. Like, this is a fascinating and beautiful little snippet of a world, and I wish we could have run around in it more.
Yeah, I was really disappointed. Like, I got here and I'm like, holy crap, there's an entire another world. I can't wait to explore it. And then you just immediately jump into boss fight.
Yeah, but there were a lot of things like that, where something would start and I would think for a minute, this is going to be cool. And then, oh.
Fair enough.
Or like,
we need quick final thoughts, because Silver is kind of itching to get to...
Yeah, but the other thing is we can't discuss it during Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, we need to finish it here.
Do a bunch of voice acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that you did all the leveling, so we're at the next story point in
Right.
Chrono Trigger. So
Silver keeps going, let's discuss it while we play Chrono Trigger. We can't do that, so keep going, Drea.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
Assuming there was anything else.
Well, I kind of completely lost my thread.
Oh, I'm
Give me a
sorry.
second.
Well, you're talking about this snippet of a world.
Okay,
that you were disappointed in.
Actually, funny thing, while I was in Colorado over the weekend, I got into a long conversation with another Kingdom Hearts fan, and rabid Disney fan, which is our friend's partner.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
No, his name is James. You haven't met him. Rabid Disney fan.
Cool.
He has Kingdom Hearts 3, hasn't had time to play it yet, but we went on for a long time about the Frozen world and the fan theories behind the Frozen world, and why there's someone broke this down, like how it doesn't make sense how you can't get into certain areas and when you can get into certain areas, and that huge icy labyrinth that probably should have been Elsa's castle. And so the fan theory right now is that they had to change the Frozen world at the last minute because they made Elsa fall to darkness, and Disney the people writing that world made Elsa fall to darkness, and they came back and went, no, you can't do that.
That's possible, but I will say in interviews, Nomura has said that usually, like, their default plan whenever they start discussing with Disney people what they want to do with the Disney World is to stick to the movie plot as much as possible. It's only when people are like, no, please do something separate, do your own thing, that they vary from...
Right.
And that's, like, that seems backwards. You'd think, like, the best worlds are always the ones that aren't anything like the movie plot. So, like, I definitely agree that there's some kind of mix-up, that there was something in development that was lost or had to change.
Yeah. But the point of the point, like, the people who did, like, the dissecting, the point they were making was that the frozen world looks like it was adjusted late in the game.
Yeah, and that definitely seems
interesting.
Is the point. The only reason I bring this up, though, is that it's another example of this looks really neat. I love, like, I have a favorite monster for each of these games, and the reindeer is definitely my favorite monster from this game. And and the ice labyrinth is cool. There was a lot of neat things that almost happened.
Yeah.
And so
almost being the keyword.
Yeah, and so that's probably one of my biggest frustrations with this game, is how often it was like, you were this close. It's like you fucking tripped at the finish line. The winter horn!
Bounce.
Their heads look bigger when you're fighting them.
Yeah. They're so cute.
Which may be the case. No. But they kind of need that.
Who's
they need
the parasol beauty?
Head.
Oh, that's probably the annoying witch.
Yeah. That's the laser.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's
anyway,
very annoying.
Sorry.
So,
and Mezzardine says the name Master of Masters doesn't exactly leave a lot of room for him to have humility and caring for others.
Well, fair.
Josh, final thoughts?
I'm still lost. That's how I will be forever. I don't know. I think so as Brad said, like, the key to these games for him is kind of like the gameplay, and good. I mean, it's a good thing it's got gameplay, because it really feels like a lot of this plot is just, I have ideas, I'll piece them together later.
That said, unless you're not done.
I mean, that's basically it. It just feels just utterly, it's either utterly scattered or it's utterly full of itself.
After this many games.
I mean, what was the actual final count? I keep thinking it's 13 games, or it's like 11 games.
10 without remixes, is what I read.
Kind of. It's 8 is the, like, actual separate games, if you're not counting remixes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 10 without remixes. Whatever, that's a lot of games, is the point.
And Mezzardine says, I enjoyed watching the game, but there's so much I would change that I'm glad I didn't buy it for myself just yet, so thanks for that. You're welcome!
We're here to serve.
I do recommend buying, like, if you enjoy this kind of game, I recommend buying it eventually, because it is very fun.
We're here.
I will only just say, the sunshine ray of optimism. It's my job. No, it's not. I can't help but admire, like, how well they attempted to resolve a lot in this game. A lot. And, I mean, they did it pretty well, considering how much they had to try and resolve. I kind of wish they didn't try so much. Like, they could have left some stuff out of this game with some characters from the more obscure games, and it probably would have been a better story.
I think if this had just been, like, the Birth by Sleep cast and the normal Kingdom Hearts cast, that still would have been more than enough plot. And they could have just left everyone else alone. Like,
we didn't need the Xion thing, I don't think.
Xion definitely didn't need to be here. Like, Roxas and Naminé didn't really either. They had a satisfying ending in Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't think they needed to come back.
No, I don't really think that either.
And, like, again, they were intentionally written to not need to come back. They were forgotten. That was the entire point. And definitely none of the phone game stuff needed to be here.
So,
like,
I mean,
that was just...
I mean, that's, like, the most obscure.
Although they are using it to entirely set up for the next game, so...
The problem with that is, like, Nomura is still writing for the phone game. And I think, like, because he had to write for this game and also continuously write for the phone game, that was...
I don't know. I think having to go after Kairi into, if that's the way they were going to do it, into these other worlds was plenty. Like, we didn't need the phone game.
I agree.
We didn't need those other characters. If they'd just done the Birth by Sleep cast and the regular cast, I think that would have been plenty. But that said, they did bite off more than they could chew, but they did a pretty good job of it considering how much that they tried to do.
I don't know. I still think that's still part of the problem, though, is that they've got so much in there that it's scattered.
I'm not saying that they should have done it. I'm trying to give them credit for the success they had with how much they chose to do. That said, I would have made different choices. The choices we just discussed, like omitting half of the cast, is how I would have done it.
What they needed was Joss Whedon.
What they needed was an editor.
Are you saying that?
What they needed was an editor.
Are you saying that because Joss Whedon writes such great female characters?
Well, he does, but actually what I meant was that Joss Whedon... Well, actually, no. Joss Whedon writes cliche female characters. Like, all of his stuff has a superpowered teenage girl.
Yeah.
Which is
but at least
one
they're
note.
strong, proactive.
Sure, okay,
They
but
are.
the problem is that's the same in all of his stuff. No, the reason I brought up Joss Whedon is because he is excellent at doing ensembles.
Yes.
That's true. He is really good at
He handles
ensembles.
an ensemble cast very well.
Which is great.
But...
That's what I was implying.
However,
okay, I agree with you.
I admire that you said it first.
What? The ensemble cast thing?
No, that Joss Whedon's female protagonists are cliched.
Yeah.
They are.
I mean, well, because it's one of those things where it's like major points to him for actually writing strong female protagonists, because we don't have enough of them. I mean, it's changing now, yes, but for a long time he was the only game running, but they're pretty damn cliched.
But
Do you
now
think
we're
they're cliched
definitely...
just because we've seen him write so many of the same ones?
Well, I mean, that's all he's written.
That's all he does.
We are getting well off topic, and we are... Over time, we do want to do at least a
Yeah, see, we should have done an episode.
Well, you
We
can
should
probably
have, but,
you
like-
could probably squeeze one in there in a cutscene or something.
Yeah, I suppose, maybe. But we talked basically
We
through everything.
couldn't
so I
have
don't know.
known.
Yeah, I didn't...
Anyways. Or when I say that, I'll do
That's probably...
We should do an episode break here. Cut it off.
Yeah.
And then we'll start over again with no intro.
I think that's probably fine.
You'll make
you
it
can
work.
put up the little sign. It's like, there is no intro.
Or we could do one now and I'll splice it in later.
Don't worry about it.
You'll make it work.
Yeah.
Okay, so outro. That was Kingdom Hearts.
Yay!
We did it.
So thanks for joining us for our Kingdom Hearts full play. I guess from now on, our Tuesday game is going to be Chrono Trigger for voice acting sessions. Would like to mention to our audience that if there is, we focus primarily on single player character driven games. So if you have any suggestions, we're open to suggestions.
We're not saying we'll take them.
No, but we're open to suggestions.
That's what a
Be
suggestion
very
is.
clear on that.
You're suggesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, single player character driven games is kind of our niche.
Yeah. So, on that note, thanks for joining us here for this. I think we should go ahead and cut it off, but we might want to keep the stream going because there's still discussion. But for all of us here at the Cartographers Guild, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!